Adam Fisher lived for film, obsessed, consumed. His small apartment overflowed with tapes, discs, reels, a museum of moving pictures, classics, flops, foreign, obscure. Adam craved them all. He'd spend hours lost in flickering light, each frame a portal to another world. But Adam sought something more, something hidden, a film to truly lose himself in. The file downloaded slowly, each tick of the clock fueling Adam's anticipation. He read and reread the cryptic posts. Some claimed the film induced vivid hallucinations. Others spoke of unsettling dreams that bled into reality. Madness, they called it. Adam scoffed. A movie couldn't drive you insane, could it? Finally, the download finished. An unknown file type. Adam, heart pounding, opened his media player and dragged the file in. The screen flickered, then went black. Silence. Then a low hum like static given voice. A single image flickered on screen, a grainy black and white shot of a desolate landscape. The hum intensified, morphing into a low rhythmic chanting. It felt ancient, primal, unsettling. The image on screen wavered as if struggling to maintain its form. Adam sat transfixed, a knot of unease tightening in his stomach. This was no ordinary film, this was something else. Days turned into a blur. Adam couldn't stop thinking about the film, the chanting echoing in his dreams. He tried researching the whispering reels, but found nothing except the same cryptic forum posts. It was like the film existed solely in the shadows, a secret whispered only among a select few. He became withdrawn, neglecting his work and his meager social life. The outside world faded away, replaced by the flickering images in his mind. Then one afternoon, a package arrived. No return address, just his name scrawled across the front. Inside, a single VHS tape. No label, just the same grainy texture as the film's opening scene. Adam stared at the tape, his hand shaking. He knew he shouldn't watch it, that it was a path leading him further down a rabbit hole he might not escape. But the pull was too strong. He loaded the tape into his VCR. The film began abruptly, without title or credits. A woman in a white dress stood amidst a field of swaying grass, her face obscured by shadow. The same low chanting from the digital file played, weaving its way under Adam's skin. The woman began to dance, her movements jerky and unnatural. Adam felt a chill, a sense of wrongness emanating from the screen. He tried to look away, but found himself unable to tear his gaze from the unsettling performance. As the dance continued, the film stock began to deteriorate. Scratches marred the celluloid, the edges of the frame warping and distorting. The chanting grew louder, more insistent, punctuated by whispers Adam couldn't quite decipher. He felt a pressure building in his head, a dull throbbing behind his eyes. He tried to reach for the remote to stop the film, but his hand wouldn't obey. He was trapped, his senses overwhelmed by the flickering images and the haunting sound. Section 5, Reality's Flicker. The film continued, a disjointed narrative of strange rituals and unsettling imagery. Faces melted into grotesque masks, landscapes twisted into impossible geometries. Adam's grip on reality began to slip. He saw flickers of movement in the corner of his eye, heard whispers in the dead of night. His dreams were filled with the film's disturbing imagery, bleeding into his waking hours. He tried to tell himself it was just the film's influence, a trick of his subconscious. But a seed of doubt had been planted, taking root in his mind. He started seeing the woman in the white dress everywhere he went. A fleeting glimpse in a crowded street, a reflection in a shop window. Always just out of reach, her face forever obscured. His once beloved film collection now filled him with dread. Each tape a potential portal to the same unsettling reality he found himself trapped in. He tried to discard the VHS tape to break free from its hold, but it was no use. It was like it was a part of him now, inseparable and inescapable. Section 6. The Spiral. Adam's life unraveled. Sleep became impossible, haunted by nightmares he couldn't recall upon waking. Shadows moved in his peripheral vision, accompanied by the faint echo of chanting. The line between the film and reality blurred, his perception fracturing like a shattered mirror. His apartment, once a sanctuary of celluloid dreams, now felt oppressive, the air thick with unseen menace. The faces on his movie posters seemed to mock him, their painted smiles transformed into grotesque sneers. He tried to reach out to friends, to explain what was happening, but the words caught in his throat. How could he explain the unexplainable? They would think him mad, and maybe he was. The thought terrified him, yet also held a strange allure. Was this the film's true purpose, to break down the walls of sanity, to unleash the darkness within? He was lost in a labyrinth of his own making, each turn leading him further from the world he once knew. Driven to the edge, Adam sought answers in the only place he knew to look, the internet. He found himself drawn back to the forum, to the original post about the Whispering Reels. He scanned the comments, hoping for some explanation, some way to break free from the film's hold. One comment, barely a whisper in the digital noise, caught his eye. It mentioned a name, Elias Vance, the creator of the film. Hope flickered within Adam. If he could find this Vance, maybe he could understand the film, could unravel the knot of madness tightening around his mind. He spent days, weeks, scouring the internet, piecing together fragments of information. A reclusive filmmaker, obsessed with the occult, who vanished without a trace decades ago. Rumors swirled around him, whispers of forbidden rituals and films designed to unlock hidden dimensions of consciousness. Adam clung to these threads, desperate for a lifeline in the encroaching darkness. Following a trail of cryptic clues and dead-end leads, Adam found himself in a dilapidated building on the outskirts of the city. This, according to an anonymous email, was where Vance had last been seen. The air inside was thick with dust and decay, the only sound the creaking of the building settling around him. He wandered through darkened rooms, each one filled with strange artifacts and unsettling artwork, evidence of a mind obsessed with the unknown. Finally, he stumbled upon a locked door. The same symbol from the film was etched into the wood, the symbol that haunted his dreams. He kicked the door in, a desperate act of a man on the verge. Inside, he found a small screening room, a single projector casting a beam of light onto a blank wall. Taped to the wall was a note, the final reel, below it a film canister. Adam's hand trembled as he reached for it. He loaded the film into the projector and hit play. The image flickered to life, revealing the woman in white standing in the same field from the beginning. But this time she turned, her face finally revealed. It was Adam's own face, contorted in an expression of pure terror. The image burned itself into his brain. He screamed, a primal sound of fear and understanding as the projector flickered and died. He was trapped. The film hadn't driven him mad, it had shown him the truth. The woman, the rituals, the unsettling imagery, it was all a reflection of his own fractured psyche, his deepest fears and desires given form. The chanting started again, this time coming from within his own head, a ceaseless loop of madness. He stumbled back, crashing into a shelf. Film canisters rained down on him, their contents spilling out like spilled secrets. They found Adam days later, curled up on the floor of the screening room, muttering to himself incoherently. His eyes were vacant, his mind lost in a world only he could see. The police dismissed it as a drug-induced psychosis, another lost soul swallowed by the city. The building was demolished, its secrets buried under tons of rubble, but rumors persist. Whispers of a cursed film circulating online, drawing in those hungry for something more, something darker. They say if you listen closely, you can still hear the chanting, a low rhythmic hum, a siren song calling from the depths of the internet, a promise of madness, a glimpse beyond the veil, and somewhere, In the flickering light of 1,000 screens, Adam Fisher dances. His laughter echoes through the digital void, a chilling reminder that sometimes the line between reality and fiction is all too easily erased.